Thank you very much. Thank you. Nice words. I'm going to do you ladies a favor. If I were you, I would really sit. Yeah, truly so, if you would, please. I am not known for brevity. Yeah, I'm doing them a favor. I spoke at an event in Kroger, Florida, and the wing commander's wife, when I finished, said, "Chief, I could have listened to you all night." And the wing commander said, "I think we did." As I understand it, I've never been there when it happened, but when moose mate, they do a mating call to indicate their willingness. And one of my favorite cartoons years ago, two moose talking to one another, and one says to the other, "Mating season, and me with laryngitis." Now, I'm not suggesting that I'm in mating season, but I do have laryngitis. Fortunately, historically, the more I talk, the more I loosen up, so I hope that that will happen. Bear with me, if you will. In about 2001, I created somewhat of a monster that I've had so much fun with. I was in Tinker, Oklahoma, and during the intermission, a sergeant said to me, "Chief, I've heard you speak 4 times. And jokingly, I said, "Keep track. After 5 times, you get a Bob Gaylor groupie t-shirt." It was a takeoff from the Grateful Dead. As you know, they used to sell t-shirts. And I didn't have any t-shirts. I said that for a laugh. Well, he sort of chuckled, so I thought I'll open my talk that night with the comment. Many of you have heard me talk, keep track, 5 times you get a groupie t-shirt. About a year later, I didn't realize people started saying to me, "Where's my shirt? You know, my shirt. When do I get my shirt?" I said, "My gosh, what have I done here?" And my wife, Selma, at the time, said, "Hey, you know, I'm going to tell you something. You better do one of 2 things. Either quit saying that or get some shirts, one or the other." Well, I thought, I'll give it a go. So I ordered 48 groupie t-shirts and started giving them out. I'm not sure what the criteria is, but occasionally I just had the urge to give out a groupie t-shirt. I bought one with me tonight so you can see. It has my picture on it, my official photo. And it says Gaylor groupie, and then it says attitude is everything. And so obviously I brought this with me because I'm going to give it out this evening. And this is the man who said so many nice things about me, but Mo and I go back many years, and he has been so helpful to me and such a supporter. But most of all, a dear friend, it would be my honor, sir, if you would be groupie number 130. Several years, many years ago, not several years ago, many years ago, while growing up as a young lad, I had a burning question, and I didn't know who to turn for the answer. But then I decided to turn to the person that will always give you the right answer. It may not be the answer you want to hear, but it'll be the answer you need to hear. And that special person in our life we call Mom. And so I went to Mom with my question, seeking an answer. And what I want to share with you, even with laryngitis, is the question I asked in song. I'm going to sing, okay? This should sound like the old comedian Jimmy Durante. Here's the question. When I was just a little boy, I asked my mother, what will I be? Will I be handsome? Will I be rich? Here's what she said. right. I've never been accused of being either. If you look up the word handsome in the dictionary, my picture is not there. One woman once suggested I was sort of cute. I have no idea what that means, but that's good. So handsome is not part of how you define it. Rich, you know, rich is an interesting word. I'm not sure how to define it. I actually asked at a talk I gave once their definition of richness, and one person said 2 BMWs parked in my driveway, a beautiful home on a hillside, a $500,000 spending account. What would it take to cause you to suggest that you're rich? I'm going to tell you something. I'm not rich in money, but I'm rich in many things. Family, Air Force, friendship, and I'm not sure I want to be rich with money. Some rich people are weird. They're really weird. So I'm not rich materialistically, but I'm sure rich in many facets of my life. But anyway, Mom was right. And I said, well, my gosh, Mom, I've got a life to live. I've got to go out now into the world. And if I can't get by being handsome and rich, what should I go for? And with her advice, I decided to go for success. Because you know what? You don't have to be handsome or rich to be successful. Look around the room. Well, then, of course, I needed a definition of success. If I'm going to go for it and seek it, what is it? And believe it or not, standing before me was the great mathematician, Professor Einstein. Remember him, the world's first hippie. And someone once asked Einstein to define success. And in mathematical terms, he said, success is a formula. Success equals X, Y, Z. Okay, thank you, Professor. But please, what are those letters mean? He said, X, work hard. When it's time to work, make up your mind you're going to work. Go to work with but one intent, that you're going to roll around in it, rub it all over you, let the sweat run off, because after all, you went there to work. So when it's time to work, he said, make sure that you engage in the work you're being paid to do. Why? Play hard. He said if all you and I ever do is work, we would be off balance and we would pay the price in stress and other things. So he said, make sure that you build into your life and your schedule an opportunity to do things you like to do. Might be a round of golf, fly fishing, dig around your rose bushes, roll on the floor with your kid, go square dancing, but do something that allows you to maintain the balance of life. And he said, roll around in it. And when it's time to play, play. And when people ask you what you're doing, your answer would be, I'm playing. Z is the one I've had to work on. I think I've made a bit of headway. Know when to keep your mouth shut. Yeah, all of us know people who are broadcasting when they should be tuning in. Some people just don't know when to shut up. I have sat by them in theaters. And then after you, if you ever wanted to turn around and say, why don't you try something, a novelty, just shutting up. Try to go 2 hours without yapping. And so some people just don't learn when to keep their mouth shut. I've been up here 6.5 minutes. You've already got your money's worth. I could quit right now, and you could go home and tomorrow people say, what did he speak about? He gave us the formula for success. Work hard, play hard, know when to keep your mouth shut. But of course, the delicious meal, you invited me, it was your idea. I'm not going to put it down. So anyway, now, armed with the definition of success, I set out to seek just that. I started my life. I left Mulberry, Indiana, to go out into the world, specifically into the Air Force, and decided to work hard, play hard, and to try to learn when to keep my mouth shut and when to talk. And then in my quest for success, somebody once again intervened. One of the great World War II admirals, Bull Halsey. If you read about World War II from a Navy perspective, you would see the names Bull Halsey, Chester Nimitz, and Admiral King. Listen to what Bull Halsey said. May very well be my favorite quote. Halsey said, "There are no great men or great women. There are situations that occur that allow average men and women to do great things." What a great quote. No one is born to fame. No one pops into the world and say, "I'm going to be a great success." No. What makes success are people who recognize that they have to work hard, play hard, know when to keep their mouth shut, and situations unfold in front of them that allow them to do great things. Now, right now, maybe you need a reinforcement of that, what I've said so far. And the reinforcement is sitting at your table, and they're wearing a medallion. Think for a moment why we're here tonight. We're here to recognize people in a variety of categories who have been nominated because of their performance and because of the way that they pursue their career. And so they're evidence of what I'm speaking about. So my comments from now on are simply going to amplify and verify what they've been doing on an ongoing basis that allow them to be here tonight to be recognized. So I'm now ready to give you the Gaylor formula for success. And it's when three things collide, when three things merge. When three things come together, I guarantee you, you will have a measure of success. And the medallion wearers are evidence of that. And we'll take the three things in the order in which I choose, because I have the microphone. The first word, opportunity. Wouldn't it be great if opportunity came with a flashing neon sign? Wouldn't that be great? We're standing here, and here comes with sirens blowing. Hi, I'm your opportunity. Wouldn't that be great? All we would have to do would be to reach out and take it. But you know as well as I, it doesn't happen that way. Sometimes it's mysterious. Sometimes it's subtle. Sometimes we're standing there and it comes toward us. Oh my gosh, I wonder if this is it. Oh, it's getting closer. Oh, what should I do? Oh, it's right in front of me. Oh, there it goes. Oh, someone else grabbed it. I wonder if, isn't that the way it is? Ask anyone who's enjoyed success and they will tell you that sometimes it can be very mysterious and very subtle. It's not always clearly identified. And you know what else? Sometimes we have to sacrifice, give, in order to get more. You can't just keep stacking it on. Sometimes you have to clear the way to allow new opportunity to come in. I was down in McDill, Florida. And during the intermission, a master sergeant came up to me and he said, "I just want to let you know, Chief, that my dream since I was a staff sergeant is to be a first sergeant. All my career I've thought of wearing the diamond. That has been my goal." And I said, "Well, we're always looking for first sergeants. Maybe someday you'll have the opportunity." He said, "Believe it or not, it happened this week. They called me and offered me an opportunity to retrain as a first sergeant." I said, "Man, it's your week. Buy a lottery ticket." "Yeah, you're on a roll." He said, "Well, there's a glitch." "Really? What's that?" "Well," he said, "they told me that I'd probably have to relocate to another base." I said, "We do that occasionally." Every once in a while, we ask our members to move to another base. "Well," he said, "the spouse has got a great job. Kids are doing well in school. We recently bought a home." He begins to give me reasons why he cannot accept this opportunity, this dream. And when he finished, I said, "You know what? If you decide to turn down the offer, I'll shake your hand. I think it's up to you whether you choose to accept or not." But I said, let me just add, don't come to me 3-4 years from now and say to me, "You never had the opportunity." I'd say to you, "Yes, you did. You chose not to take it." And so there are opportunities for all of us. What we have to decide whether we're willing to do it, whether we're willing to sacrifice, whether we're willing to take a chance. One of the great sayings, the higher the monkey goes up the flagpole, the more his butt shows. And that's a true statement, really. If you hook a monkey to a lanyard, really let the pole, everybody look up and see his butt. And you say, no, I'm not going up the flagpole, no. And I'm going to tell you something. Ask General Hepburn, the chief. Ask anyone who has been successful. Have you ever gone up the flagpole? They'll say, sure. Have you ever fallen and clouded us? They'll say, oh yeah. What did you do? I brushed myself off and looked for another flagpole to go up. So come on. There might be a bit of a risk. There might be a bit of a challenge. But you have to do it. 1965, I went to the NCO Academy, Barksdale, Louisiana. I was stationed in Columbus, Mississippi. I was a senior master sergeant. And they called me from personnel, said, you're going to the academy in Barksdale. And I said, why? And they said, because you've never been. And I said, that part's true. But why are you sending me as a senior master sergeant? It's a bit late in my career. Why don't you send some deserving tech sergeant? No, you gotta go, you're going. Okay, I'll go. So I drove down to Barksdale in a 1956 Chevrolet to attend the NCO Academy. And my gosh, within a day or two, I knew why I was there. You were teaching me things I had never heard of before. Lights were going on in my head. It was exciting. It was explosive. It was one of the greatest things that ever happened to me. I really got caught up in it. I decided to take advantage of this opportunity. And graduation night at the banquet, the master of ceremony said, may I have the envelope, please? We're now going to present some individual awards. And the honor graduate for class 65B, and he called my name. He called my name. That had never happened to me, and I did Miss America. And I went up and got my trophy and a picture taken. Wow, I was on cloud nine. Nothing like that had ever happened to me. I drove back to Columbus, Mississippi, and had my picture taken with the wing commander, Colonel William T. Comiskey. And my picture was on the front page of the paper. I'm not bragging, I'm just telling you what happened. But what I did not expect was a phone call 3 days later. Sergeant Gaylor, this is the NCO Academy at Barksdale. We have an opening on the faculty, and you're our first choice. All you have to say is you want it and it's yours. We'll move you from Columbus to Barksdale to teach at the academy. Oh, whoa, hold it. You're offering me a position on the faculty at Barksdale? Yes. Wow. How long do I have to decide? He said, today. Because if you don't want it, we'll offer it to someone else. What would you do? Out of the clear blue sky, an opportunity. The lights are blinking and the bells are ringing. Whoa! What do I do? I want my mom. Yeah. And I said to him, I'll take it. Put my name down. He said, are you sure? I said, no. But put my name down. Oh, you'll be hearing from him. And I hung up the phone. What did I just do? What did I just do? Wow. Now you got to tell wife and 4 kids. So I go home and gather around. Dad's got a surprise. 8-year-old, what's the surprise, Dad? We're going to Barksdale. I'm going to teach at the NCO Academy. Do I have to go? What's your last name? Gaylor, get in the damn car. You're my daughter. I want to hug you every morning. You should have been in the Gaylor bedroom that night. The conversation was basically one-sided. But I've never forgotten it was something like this. I know how important this is to you, but I hope we're not making a mistake. We got the best housing we've ever had. 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath, central air. Kids are doing great in school. I'm in the Wives Chapel group. I'm on the bowling team. You're on the golf team. We've got a hospital a block away providing our medical care. When she finished, I said, everything you said is true. I cannot deny any of that. But I may never have this opportunity again. This might be a once-in-a-lifetime thing. I want to take it. I want to do it. Please support me. We drove down Highway 80 in a 59 Plymouth station wagon with push-button drive. We pulled into Barksdale in the summer of '65, and I had to spend $900 for 2 air conditioners to cool the house down. All I knew was I was going to teach at the NCO Academy. My dream had come true, and I taught 2 classes in the academy closed. Gather around, Dad's got a surprise. What's a surprise, Dad? I don't have a bill. Now listen, Dad, I'm good. Shut up, kid. If we had said Columbus this never would have happened. Boy, did I get flagged. So come on, I went up the flagpole, nobody saluted, and wow, so I hung out to dry. But the Air Force came to my rescue. They sent me to Thailand for a year. Back in my top career field, gather around, Dad's got a surprise. What's a surprise, Dad? I'm going to Thailand. I'll see you. Hope your logbook checks on time. Don't forget me. I'm the father. Wow. So off to Thailand, I went with a long time to reflect on my decision. I wonder if I had said no, what would have happened? In the spring of '68, I'm due to go back home. I had ordered from Grand Forks, North Dakota, as a cop. I go back to Louisiana to get my family. It was January 12th. They left the Christmas tree up because the heroes coming home. My 9-year-old son is showing me a coat he got for Christmas. I said, you're going to need that one. Plus earmuffs and gloves. And he looked at his mother, someone like this, and she said, your father doesn't know yet. I said, what is it? I don't know. We're not going to Grand Forks. Yeah, we are. I said, no. Strategic Air Command headquarters called yesterday. They're reopening the academy at Barksdale. They're diverting you from Grand Forks as the first instructor, and you're to wait here for new orders. Wow. Now, come on, you're an intelligent group. You really are. You're smart enough to know that you don't wake up some morning and say, by nightfall I'll be famous. Doesn't work that way, does it? You have to make investments here, am I right? Today, that may not pay off until here, am I right? But if you don't make investments here, what happens when you get here? Nothing. And so now you're ready for a midterm exam. The question, so we can go on. What investments are you making February 28, 2014 that will guarantee you success in the future? What is it you're doing? What are you putting in the pot? Well, you say to me, well, I show up for work and I breathe. That may not be enough. You might have to make a bigger investment than that. Now, if you want answers, turn to the medallion wearers. Go ahead and just say, what are you doing? Well, how would you answer this question? And they will tell you, I've taken off-duty education, I volunteer for various activities, I serve on committees, I'm on a council, I try to be a good team player. They're making the investments, and that's why we honor them tonight. There's no mystery. It's basically that simple. You've got to do certain things that will prepare you for the recognition you receive down the road. Unfortunately, I still meet people that think advancement, promotion, success is like winning the lottery. It's not that way. It doesn't fall out of the sky. You got to go get it. You got to indicate a passion. You've got to make the right investment. One investment you need to make is my second word, aptitude. Aptitude is knowledge, skill, talent, ability. I'm not going to talk with you about aptitude. The room overflows with it. My gosh, if you want to find an aptitudinal group, here they are right here. We've got doctorates and academic study. So I'm not going to stand here and preach to you about the importance of aptitude, except I will say this: don't ever stop. I am by far the oldest guy in the room. I'll be 84 in May. I've been around longer than some three of you added together. I'm going to learn something, and I swear this is true. I learn something every day. I go out of my way to learn. I want to learn. And I don't care where I learn. Talking to someone, watching the television, reading a book. I try to learn. And lights still come on in my mind. There's nothing more exciting than learning. Starting when you were a little kid, when you learned how to feed yourself. You learn how to walk. You learn how to talk. The same excitement should still go on. I would say to you the degree you got X number of years ago is basically outdated. There's so much new data that the learning process just goes on and on and on. And so please don't say to me, I'm content to live the rest of my life with what I know right now. I say that you're going to fall down really quickly. Aptitude is an ongoing process. And you have to be willing to try new things. Yeah, people say to me, I'm on a roll now. People say to me, I don't like broccoli. And I say, have you ever tasted it? And they say, no. And I say, how do you know you don't like it? Come on. People say, I don't want to go to mine. You ever been there? No. Well, go. Take a leave and go there. And see if you'll. Don't tell me you don't like something if you've never tried it, for heaven's sake. How can you be so narrow in your thinking that you conclude something is not good if you've never tried it? Years ago, I was sent on a security project to Long Island. And we were there a couple of weeks, and on Saturday, the supervisor said, if you don't have anything going, Saturday, there's a bus will take you into Manhattan. I grew up in Indiana, and I met my buddy from Illinois. I said, you ever been to Manhattan? He said, no. I said, neither have I. Neither have I. We better take advantage of the opportunity. So we rode the bus into Manhattan, 2 young airmen. This was back many years ago. And we walked to Empire State Building and Fifth Avenue. Wow, wow. And at noon, I said to my buddy, are you hungry? He said, yeah. I said, we need to find a restaurant to eat. And right before our eyes, a Jewish delicatessen. And I said to my buddy, you ever eaten in a Jewish delicatessen? He said, no. And I said, in Mulberry, Indiana, there are no Jewish delicatessens. And so we went up and looked in the window, and I said, it looks clean. And so we went in, and the waiter said, our specialty today is tongue sandwich. I said to my buddy, you ever had a tongue sandwich? Good. I said, neither have I. But the time has come. Am I right? I need to find out once and for all, do I like tongue sandwich or don't I? So when the waiter came and said, what will you have? I said, I'll have the tongue sandwich. And he said to my buddy, what about you? And he said, I'm not about to eat anything out of an animal's dirty mouth. And the waiter said, we have other sandwiches. My buddy said, I'll have egg salad. I don't usually explain my jokes. Isn't that a great story? I just think that out. But does it make the point or that you got to be willing to try the tongue sandwich and see if you like it. I'm going to tell you something. Most of the good things that have happened to me in my career, I didn't plan. The Air Force, because the chief pointed out I was a TI back in 4 years, 4 months. I was the most surprised guy in the world. I didn't volunteer. I got here black and I thought I was going to be a cop. They said, you're a TI. I said, what's a TI? Basic training instructor. How did that happen? I said, you are. And so I made up my mind, I want to be the best TI I can be. It's one of the great things happened to me in my career. I learned so much during that time. So I learned years ago, don't close your mind. My third and final word, my favorite of all, you know what it is. If you don't, I'll give you a clue. It sounds like aptitude. It's spelled a little bit different. You figured out now what it is. Attitude. Attitude. That's up here. That's all up here, attitude. You know, I was never the brightest bulb in the closet. I think my IQ score when I recruited was 114. I had no idea what that meant. I got to Lackland, start basic training. I asked the kid, what score did you make? He said 86. I said 114. 114. And then I asked another kid, he said 146. Whoa, whoa. So I'm somewhere in the middle. I'm not a 146, I'm not an 86, I'm 114. I dazzled the Air Force with attitude. I simply wore the Air Force out. They insisted on promoting me. You've been promoted, Gaylor. Oh, you don't have to do that. Shut up and so on. And so I made Master Sergeant 7 years, 7 months. And I'm not sure I was that great. I just, look how he's acting. Why don't we promote him? And so because I worked hard, played hard, and was learning how to keep my mouth shut. I was probably the easiest airman anyone ever supervised, really. I never complained. I thought everything was great. Gaylor, you're going to guard this thing that never moves. Oh, wow, it must be valuable if you're going to guard it. Yeah, give me a weapon. I'm ready to, who goes there? Oh, wow. I'll tell you what, I just thought that everything was an opportunity to showcase my talent. And so I thrived on attitude. Now, right now, if I said to you, reach over and take the pulse of the person sitting beside you, you would know how to do that because you're a medical specialist. Matter of fact, there are people in the audience. Where's my sweetheart Susan? Where is it? Oh, where is it? There she is. She's taking my pulse. When I was in intensive care. So anyway, you know how to take pulse. You touch skin and look at your watch, it seems to me. What if I said to you, take their attitude pulse? Take the attitude pulse of the person sitting beside you. You know, how do you do that? Well, believe it or not, I know how. And it happened in Spangdahl, Germany, some years ago. I visited the wing and I ended up in the dining hall kitchen. And the sergeant said, I want you to meet my food service specialist. And he began introducing me to these cooks. And there were about 18 or 20. And an airman with one stripe walked by with a stripe on his arm. And he had a big knife. And the sergeant stopped him and said, I want you to meet the chief. And as I shook his hand, 5 words came out of my mouth spontaneously. I hadn't planned on it. It was just something to say as I shook his hand. 5 words. What do you do here? What do you do here? Where are you stationed? Oh, I'm over at CMSgt. What do you do there? What do you do here? Good morning. How are you this morning? What do you do here? What do you do here? What do you do here? I'm stalling to give you a chance to formulate your answer. That's all I said to the young man. He said, I dice radishes. I said, you do? He said, yeah, I'm the radish dicer. I said, what else do you do? He said, that's about it. What happens to the radishes after you dice them? He said, some guy comes and takes them away and I'll never see them again. I said, do you like your job? He said, you got to be. Yeah, kidding me. He said, kidding. But I can't say that. He said, matter of fact, sir, I'm glad you asked. Let me tell you what else I don't like. I don't like the Air Force. I don't like this base. I don't like the movies they show. I don't like the dorm I live in. I don't like my super. I don't like the bus kid. This kid dumped on me. He dumped. He backed up his truck and he unloaded. And all I wanted to go like this. I didn't know what to say. He caught me off guard. I said the only thing I could think of. Good luck. That's a bit shallow, but that was all. He just whacked me, and he walked away, and I went, whoa! My goodness, here's a young man dead in the Air Force, probably less than a year, and the bottom has fallen out of his life. What happened to this young man? What happened? And then I thought, what a great question. If I can elicit an answer like that with 5 words, that's a keeper. So, ladies and gentlemen, I am now famous for asking, what do you do here? And I do it so subtly, people don't know they're being asked. I've been to 8 bases since January 4th. I go all over. I just got home from Davis Mountain Monday. I fly to Pittsburgh tomorrow morning at 7:25. And I visit work units all over. And I just say, what do you do here? What do you do here? A young 2-stripe female airman in Schriever, Colorado. She was waiting for me in the door, and she was smiling. Good morning. Oh, good morning, Chief. What do you do here? She said, I'm so excited. Not only do I get to tell you, I get to show you. Please come with me. I would like to have her working for you. I was out on the flight line, a young man with a weapon. He walking and guarding an airplane. Good morning. How you doing? I'm okay. What do you do here? He said, I walk. What do you do? He said, yeah, I walk. Where do you walk? Right here. For how long? Till they pick me up. How long is that? About 8 hours. Let me get this straight. Somebody brings you out here and puts you here, and you walk for 8 hours. Hey man, you're catching on. What do you do while you're walking? Now he's getting mad. He said, I just walk. Oh wow. And that's his way of saying, get away from me. You know what he was doing, guarding a B-52 with nuclear weapons. Is that important or isn't it? Yeah, come on. Then why didn't you say I provide security for very valuable assets? Well, yeah, now I'll tell you once again, just a bit of a check. When you get a chance, turn to the medallion wearer and ask, what do you do here? And then stand back because they'll tell you. You know why? They do it with pride. And they know what they do is important. And they go there every day to do that. And they enjoy doing it. And they provide great service. And they take care of their duties. And you ask them, what do you do here? They'll tell you. Back to the radish dicer, I swear this is true. Toro in Spain. A year after the incident at Spangdahlem, I ended up in the kitchen. It's deja vu. Hi, I said, the young man who cooked whites 2 stripes. Good morning, Chief. What do you do here? He said, you're asking what I do here? Yes, I make salads. You do? He said, yeah, I am the salad maker, possibly one of the world's finest. He said, I dice radishes, lettuce, pickles, tomatoes, onions, cucumbers, and I put them in the salad. Matter of fact, sir, he said, come with me. And he took me around the corner, and there was a bowl that would serve 400 people. And he said, I made that. Doesn't that look good? Now, he said, if you're lucky, you may get to eat some of that salad. And when you do, you will have the urge to turn to the person next to you and say, isn't this delicious? And he said, when you do, you make sure you tell him you met the guy who made it. And then I thought of the airman back in Germany. Same profession, almost the same rank, same pay. One diced radishes, the other made salads. We're talking attitude, how you look upon your station in life, how you feel about what it is that you do, and how much effort you put into it. And here's the best part of all, you get to choose. Attitude cannot be purchased or issued. It's a determination made by the individual. How much passion and excitement, how much motivation, how much effort, how they want to view things, how they want to live their life. I'm not in the business of telling people how to live their life, but I will tell them that my 83 years of success tell me that I would not have achieved what I did had I not had aptitude and attitude that then leaned toward or offered opportunity. I was flying on an airplane, and I was groaning along with nothing to do, and I wrote out the word attitude because it's on my coin. I have it on my personal coin. It's a very important word to me. I have it on the shirt I gave the chief. And I wanted to look at the word, and curiosity caused me to ask, where did the letters in the word fall numerically in the alphabet? And A was easy because it's letter 1. T, I had to go A, B, C, D, F. Take my word, T is letter 20. I is letter 9. T is 20, U is 21, it follows T. D, you figured out, is letter 4, and E is letter 5. So I had those numbers across the bottom of the letter, And then curiosity said, Adam, see what you get. 1 and 20 is 21, and 20 is 41, and 9 is 50. And 20 is 70, and 21 is 91, 4 is 95, and 5 is 100. Isn't it amazing that whoever made up the word attitude made sure it added up to 100? 100% of always doing your best. 100% of living life to the fullest. 100% of being a good team player. 100% keeping your head on straight. 100% living life with a passion. And it's your choice. That's a good part about it. It's your call. Aptitude, is it important? Why, sure. But add the letters in aptitude. It comes to 96. I'll take attitude any day. I've had people work with me with degrees and I had to get behind the push like a Missouri mule. I'll take attitude any day. That means the person is trainable and ready to work and to be productive. And you add the two together, you get 196. And that's what the nominees scored tonight. They are 96 as high as they can go in aptitude and 100% in attitude. And you know what? There's doors out there with their name on it. They're just waiting to open. And they will open when they least expect it. And somebody will call their name and you go, me? They say, yeah, I want you over here. And that's what it's all about. So here's what I've done now to get off the stage. I've sent your prescription to the pharmacy through the system. And they'll be waiting for when you get there. And so what I want you to do is take an aptitude and attitude every day. And even though you may begin to feel better, keep taking them until they're all gone. And how am I doing? This is the way you talk to me. Dr. Sarwan did. He said, go to the pharmacy. My endo doctor's here. Yeah, he's keeping an eye on my testosterone. How am I doing? I adore you, I respect you, I love you. I think you're great. My goodness, what a great night. The young lady who's with me, what a great story right out of Hollywood. I took her to a movie in 1951 in Mulberry, Indiana. She was a senior in high school. And then she selected a man to marry, and I married someone. We were both married to our mates for 59 years. And she and Bob had 4 children. Some and I had 4 children. I didn't see her for 60 years. Bob passed away over 3 years ago. Selma passed away 2 years ago. I went and spoke at high school reunion in Mulberry. And here she is now. After 63 years, she has come back into my life. What a beautiful, sweet lady. And people deserve happiness. They really do. But you got to find it. And you got to take that opportunity. Guys, what it was you'd like to go once for Olive Garden, and they lived happily ever after. And so it's just a matter of playing the cards you're dealt and take advantage of the opportunity to live life to the fullest. And so suddenly I've become very younger in life and spirit because of her coming into my life. And we are happy. And I want you to be happy. I'll tell you what I would not want to be, the person that selects the winners tonight. Did you see them come through, the Sabres? Wow. You try to pick one out of that bunch. You know what I think we have to do is get a couple kegs of beer and just declare them all winners. Not in America, we have to insist on narrowing down to one. There are no losers here tonight. You walk out here with your head held high because all of you are winners. And as they were being introduced, I said to my favorite general, Dr. Hepburn, I said, and you know what? There's a lot more out there that aren't here tonight that could very well wear the medallion. We have so many outstanding airmen and officers and civilian employees, and the families that are part of our great Air Force family. So thank you for asking Margaret and I to be a part of your evening. Travel safely and God bless you. Good luck to the nominees. Thank you.